Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to Ulti.tv's coverage of the World Great Grandmasters Beach Ultimate Club Championships, WGGMBUCC, here in Villasimius on the southeast of the gorgeous island of Sardinia.
See and hear.
Yeah, the feedback we've been getting from people on the ground, I say on the ground, on the sand here, it's a little bit heartwarming actually, and it makes us very happy because we love doing it. Arimo will pull with the pink Euro disc, and we are underway here in our second quarterfinal. The lefty, Daniel McConville, who is part of the Rock of the Hand link, or along with Fox. Fox bombs it deep for Turbo Tori. Here we go. Well, borderline. So I think they start as they mean to go on.
I couldn't agree more. That is a very, very classic look for Borderline.
And to man down in the game, we streamed this morning. Borderline, in the end, finished top on a three-way tie after they dispatched Jets earlier today to finish second in the pool. Jets third, and we saw them go down in a...
Speaking of the great Swedes, one of them fielded that pull for Team Finland, dished it off.
I like as well that everyone's kind of hanging around to watch the games, soak up the atmosphere and soak up some of the local beverages as well.
I think Vitari, just as he turned around, perhaps moved upfield a little more than he should have.
So the swing goes to Hispacker. Underneath, that's a tight snag there made by Ristaniemi.
Just on the tips of the fingers there.
Hey, as long as it sticks, it doesn't matter how. Here's Vasquio, who's going to hold it because there is a pick. Especially in windy conditions as well, there can be a huge advantage. I always enjoy watching shorter players dominate on the field. That is low, but it is not low enough to stop it being rescued by Vasquio. Vasquio is looking downfield, finds a little inside channel to Vitari. This is now after Hastebacker, as young legends just doing some contemplation and meditation on the far sideline. That's a great reaching grab there by Vitari, made that look easy. Dumps off to Hastebacker. Hastebacker squeezes that down the sideline. Into the end zone for Vasquio, not quite yet. On the doorstep though, and the push pass. Well, it's not the prettiest push pass I've ever seen, but it seemed to work all the same.
I mean, any completed push pass is pretty spectacular.
Turi just tries to shepherd him out of the back of the... Oh, dog herd out.
There he is. Off he goes.
And finally, Arimo gets ready to pull. Looking towards the back of the end zone. Beautiful arc. Will keep it inbounds. And the first pass goes to McConville. McConville looking for the break. Layout snag. Doesn't come up from Bedard.
Absolutely heroic effort, though.
And now here's Arimo. Arimo puts it deep. He's got a retriever, and he hits him in stride. Jari Koivisto. Inch perfect put. The Finns with a break. It's 2-1. Size pitches.
Yes.
You've got a little bit of use. You've got a bit of use playing that style of ultimate.
Certainly very useful practice to have.
Another big pull from the Finns. Their pulling has been on point so far this game. And Fox jacks it once more. This time it's Bedard engaged, and Bedard can't make the snag. Just enough pressure from Ty Volkovsky to prevent the disc going to hand.
I think also potentially a little bit of a selling from Ty Volkovsky, going up quite early and fooling that player into also stopping and going up early instead of trusting his own reading.
Yeah, if he'd kind of stayed and tried to track it, he would have got it. And oh, he did have it in his hand for a bit as well. But the Finns, they want to strike in one pass. They can't quite do it. It's overthrown out the back of the end zone. Michael Shoranta was the target. So Shoranta is in position, ready to put the mark on. Fox, with that no pivot around backhand, nestles neatly in the glove. Beautiful inside break to Bronson, who's got that distinctive flap cap on, trying to shield the back of his neck from the sun. Bedard, nice gloves on both hands. He finds Furland. Motions a receiver underneath and takes that receiver. It's Fox coming back, and Fox ditches it off to Bedard. Bedard puts it deep. At the back of the end zone, something to worry about. Bronson can't get there because Arimo comes over the top to knock it out of play.
And we'll just see that again here. A little bit fast to tell if there was any contact from Arimo, but there's certainly going to be a bit of discussion about it.
Yeah, I always think if you're in doubt, it's better to call it, have the conversation. If need be, you can retract it, you'll accept it, you'll contest it. But the important thing is, you take the time to have the discussion, and if it's, if you decide that nothing's there, it's okay. And in the end, any call that there is has been retracted. So Arimo will bring the disc in from his end zone line. And Arimo, well, he doesn't want to put it deep again. He's looking for Sciorranza just off the fingertips. Sometimes this happens where you feel like you need to get one to click because it opens up your offense, and it's happened again. Here's Fox, tried to get the jump in. Bronson's all action, but that time he didn't have enough, and he just pops it in to Henry Furland. And the borderline get back on the board, tying us up once more at 2s. I think there is a style of play developing very strongly in this game, Ali. Ooh, he crab caught the pull. That was maybe slightly nervous, but I'm sure he knew what he was doing. He obviously has got a lot more experience than I, has Vasquio, who's the coach of this team. Here's Vitari with a little dump off to Rista Niemi. And now Hestbacker towards the sideline for Maninen. We saw the backwards 4 on his white jersey. On this kind of grey-blue, it's the regular 4. Takes towards the end zone. Hestbacker's on the break side, trying to maybe think about the over-the-top, perhaps. Not seeing it. Still count rising. That's up 8, 9. Just about getting off to Hestbacker. Does very well to avoid contact. And the defender is nowhere close on the throw to Timo Vasquio. Finland back in front at 3-2.
Yes, definitely. Although I do disapprove of shouting the stall in your opponent's face.
I mean, yes. Certainly that is a little bit over the top.
That's a beautiful arcing pull.
Hey, the Finns know how to pull, I'll tell you that much. Fox looking underneath this time. You're seeing how the unders have been opened up because the deep game was so effective. Furland works to get free and tried to squeeze that one past Taivalkoski. And no foul called, so it's going to be the turn.
Oh, just zipped into his leg there.
Turi didn't look particularly happy with it. I think he felt that the disc came out so awkwardly that he thought almost like there must have been a foul, but credit to Taivalkoski, he was a real menace on the force there. And what a cut, because Sciorranza is so free, and Fox is left in the sand, in the dust. And it's another break for the Finns. They're up 4-2.
Well boxed out, really squaring up the shoulders, so Fox would have to sort of portal through Sciorranza to get anywhere near the disc.
And if he's able to do that, then I would like to know how.
I think Woofduff would probably make a rule against it.
Hey, why not? Some athletes just have natural gifts. And it looks like a side stack look to start with. Trying to get initiation going nice and early. They find Bedard coming underneath from the back. Continuation. We know Turi's got pace, but even he couldn't chase that one down. It's deceptive. He's got very long limbs.
Did you say 6'5"?
I have no idea. I'm terrible at guessing things. Everyone looks tall to me. That one is a little bit underthrown, and it allowed Fox to get a hand in there, and he followed it up nicely as well. Here's Bedard, borderline looking to strike quickly. There's the upline cut. McConville to space. Brilliant grab there from Frank Phillips, but they're not in the end zone yet. Well, the Finns did it earlier, and now borderline with a push-pass score of their own from Phillips.
To Phillips. It just happened so fast. Bang, bang, bang. We're seeing it again. And an incredible save from Phillips.
I mean, that is a thing of beauty.
And then up the line, little push pass. Hestbacker.
There's the thing about the conservation of greatness. After you do it, and make an amazing catch, you should stick with a safe, sensible throw. Nonsense.
Here's the conservation as the borderline pull sails out of bounds.
Everywhere else, anyone who spent any amount of time at the beach will know. Maninen brings in the disc from the brick mark. Whoa! How did Daniel McConville come up with that? That's ridiculous.
That is insane. Jesus.
I mean, all I could do was like laugh. It's a ridiculous bid. And the throw is low that time. It's a shame that they couldn't capitalise. Seth Martin could only find the sand, and McConnell's phenomenal effort goes to waste. I mean, honestly, it is stupid. It's just a stupid play. And I don't mean that in any detrimental way. It's just like, you should not be able to do that, especially the great Grandmaster.
Yeah, it just goes to show Frisbee at any level can always have incredible, incredible moments.
Yeah, the athleticism on display certainly belies the age bracket. Here's Aki Vitari.
Oh, Hestbacker jinking and jiving. Oh,
The throw's a bit behind in the end, so she couldn't quite reel it in. You can see she was trying to reach over the back shoulder. This is why accuracy is so important. Yes, it got to her, but it wasn't quite where it needed to be. Here's Bronson. Bronson with a shot towards the near sideline for Dorf. And Dorf brings it in. It's the first time we've seen him on the pitch today, and he's made it count because now we're tied up once more. It is 4 each. There are almost not enough superlatives to describe it.
it's the fact he was behind him and still managed to get the disc, snag the disc out from in front.
And then, but seemed to barely touch him. It's, honestly, it's just silly, isn't it?
In a good way.
Finland looking to put themselves back up in this game. They are up 1 break to the good, as Borderline will try and take things back on serve. There's no one on the force here. Can they take advantage? Would have been a good opportunity to bounce that off with the give-go. You know how often the player with the disc or the player releasing the disc is the most dangerous threat on the field, especially when there's no force. Here's Arimo looking towards the break side with deliberate intent, but Arimo doesn't find anything. Maybe looking for an inside window. Very good force and has to take the reset behind. Tavaskio really whips the forehand across the pitch. Here's Maninen. Maninen, there's a miscommunication. I'm not sure if the receiver maybe left it for a teammate he thought was in a better position. Fox picks it up, and you know that Fox wanted to put it deep. But this time, discretion is the better part of valor, and instead he just lasers one, scythes it down the pitch into the hands of Dorf. Barely felt like he had to move. Shows the hammer a little bit, and instead goes with the flick. We know that Turbo's faster on the ground. That time, though, it wasn't the speed that got him free. It was just the little bit of shake and bake in the end zone. Gets his body behind the disc. Borderline back on serve.
All, lines. It doesn't look like there have been many coaches with clipboards, calling players onto the line. People kind of happy to call themselves on and off as needed.
Yeah, it helps when you've played with players for so long that,
yes.
I think probably you're not going to have a bruised ego if someone says, actually, I would like to play this point instead.
Oh, lovely movement from Arimo.
That is a delicious inside break. Arimo gets it, takes off, but Kusanen instead resets it back into the middle to the rock of this finish line, Arimo.
He's just so good at getting free.
Ooh, what an inside break. The IO shape almost took it around him and it lost him for a second, but he got his eyes set quickly enough. It basically fell right into his lap. So, 5 apiece here as the half-time hooter goes. So we will finish this point at 1, which means it will be half at 7, which it would have been anyway. But that's good to know as Fox looks deep. He's looking for Turbo, his favourite target deep. The bid does not get there, and it is one pass ultimate. Devastating efficiency from Borderline, and I love that Turi went and helped Vitari off the sand as well. Good spirit shown there from both sides, and it is 6-5 to Borderline.
I think I want to be Ed Fox when I grow up.
You know what? I think I do a little bit as well. Although, I don't know about necessarily playing in the pro game. I don't think that's for me. This one is bladed around to Arimo. Nice way to utilise that space again. A nice, almost indoorsy style throw to access that pocket. Goes towards the break side. There's a big swing available to Manon, and they do take it. Goes to his knees to get that backboard behind the disc. Arimo looks down the line and back into the centre. It is low, but not a problem for Vasquio. Continuation to the break side. We'll tie the game at 6 apiece. Vitari with the catch. You know what that means, don't you, Ali?
Galaxy point!
For the second game in a row, we have Galaxy point here on field 1.
Yes.
Also, these players are all miles better than I am.
Maybe we can have another pickup game afterwards.
Well, maybe. We'll see what we can do. So McConville finds Fox on the sideline, is Bedard. Pivots, gets the mark biting. Just enough to squeeze that inside channel through to McConville. McConville looks in the backfield, doesn't like it. Bedard up line. The bid comes in there and it's late. Ty Volkowski says that, yeah, sorry, I got a bit too much of you there. It goes back to exactly where he was. And that's not enough to put a force on Bedard. In stride for Turi. That will take us into half with the Americans Borderline up 7-6 on Team Finland. It's going to be Dorf to pull. He's going for a pretty flat backhand with a little bit of inside out, and it's going to land in the back of the end zone. Brilliant pull from Dorf. Hastebacker has it in the end zone. Finds the upline cut from Vasquio. Vasquio looking, undercut develops, decides to take the option, fumbles, well, doesn't fumble the disc, but maybe fumbles himself a little bit, and Hasebacker again just about worms their way free up line. That's such good short area quickness from Hasebacker. Fakes the inside, there's the swing available, and there's a pick. That's why everyone stopped. You're very much enjoying watching her, aren't you?
I really, really am. Need to look up some old Finnish nationals, see if they were streamed anywhere.
Here's Vasquio. Vasquio with the put to space. Dorf isn't close enough. Manninen makes the catch. The captain of this Finnish side brings them level at 7 each. Would you keep? I don't think you'd keep cucumbers in a freezer.
Wouldn't recommend it, no.
So here's the pull from Arimo. Seems to have got his eye on a little bit again. That one's a little bit shy of the end zone when it lands, though. First throw goes to Fox. They're forcing backhand now because they see that flick pull's been very effective. And a long deep. This time, it's not Fox with the cannon, but Bedard. But Turbo is a reliable target all the same, and it's back in front for Borderline at 8-7. Poor disc, but...
Yeah, although it kept straightening itself out, so we had to keep bending it.
Had a mind of its own. This pull from McConville is going to land. I think that nutmegged America player.
Way, 10 push-ups.
Isn't it good?
It's quite
this one sits up a little bit, but Manninen has it before Fox can get there. He puts one up towards the end zone. It's a bit floaty. The bid from Dorf is a bit late on the back, and I think Dorf knows it as well. Not sure that it was in the end zone, though.
Is it a...
Bicep's the one on the inside, right? The tricep's the one on the outside.
Yes.
Oh, well, that is a busted coverage. Hasebacker, I mean, she's great at getting free in tight spaces. That was not that. That was just somehow seeing a little seam in the defense, running through it, and taking advantage of the fact that she snuck past Borderline unnoticed to tie us up at 8.
Racing fast. So fast on sand. I can't imagine how fast she is on grass.
Not really fair, is it?
No.
Here's Fox. Fakes the big, as he always does want to do. Finds Bedard underneath. Wow, he really got the mark. Not just biting, but taking a huge old chomp out of that one. Here's Bronson. Bronson takes the reset back to McConville, and the lefty sits one out for Bedard to chug along to. Now here's Fox being forced backhand because they know what a threat that flick bomb is. Goes to McConville. McConville shows the hammer for a little bit. Quickly puts it back in the box. And from the toolbox, he just pulls a dump instead. Now here's Turbo. Oh, that is a big old hand block. Someone needs to wipe that disc because it's got a hand block all over it. You know, it motored out of the sideline so quickly. And just to almost rub it in, seeing it in super slow motion. Tell you what, big hands don't hurt in a situation like that.
No, certainly not.
And so Arima has a little bit of time to get that sting out of his palm, and now he brings it in on the sideline.
I think it was his left hand anyway, so foul call on the...
I think it's the reset cut here. Bedard matched up against his Finnish opponent. Nice little slap of hands afterwards. I think that is Vasquio wearing the white hat. Nice inside break across the field. Finds a player on the far side. Fakes downfield. Now goes into the backfield instead. On the near sideline is Kusinen.
Got Fox poaching deep.
And that one is just a little bit overthrown for Vasquio. And it was so close that he didn't have an opportunity to steady himself for the layout. So a bit of a let-off there for Borderline. Slightly unforced error, you'd have to say. As Fox catches the defense napping, but it just tails out of bounds before Phillips can wrap his arms around it. Swing in this game now. This is high, and Fox gets there first. Taps it out of the sideline in battle with Sharanta. So here's Fox underneath. Tight pressure, but that time Bronson gets it in front of Arimo. And he finds Phillips downfield. Ooh, thought about the hammer, then thought better of it. Fox. Little tossed backhand. Good way to access this break side space to Bronson. Things a little bit static downfield, however, Blades. Phillips toes it in nicely on the sideline. Phillips thinks about the low release flick, instead goes to Fox. Fox gets it out of his hands quickly. 5 minutes left to the end of the game, and Borderline will enter the final 5, up 1 with a goal, finding Bronson for the goal. So the pink Euro disc being provided for this tournament. Pulls to the back of the end zone, another good pull that Histbacker will field. Martin tries to chase it down, can't apply enough pressure there, and finally, well, I say finally, pretty quickly they get it out of the end zone, but they're back in it now. Break, and well, I tell you what, if Seth Martin had his head turned around, there was an opportunity for a poach in there, and they get Vasquio running through. Here's Mannanen downfield, begin to change and transition, there we are, into a red zone set. Histbacker down the line, down the open side. Vitari works his way free for the goal, like it's gummed the offense a little bit for borderline. We'll see if it does the trick here. Again, Arimo wrenches the pull deep. McConville, doesn't quite field it cleanly. Finds Fox. That'll allow Finland a bit more time to get close. He's got McConville as a reset. Goes instead out in front. One-handed grab by Bronson. Bronson to Phillips. And Phillips just slowed up ever so slightly. And that allowed Sharanta to steam through for the D.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Right?
Big opportunity here for the Finns.
Yeah, taking a break late, would almost do it, and well, like milked, full fat with cream on top, and milk there from Arimo all the way into the end zone, puts the Finns up 1 late in this game, 10-9 the score.
And we have 90 seconds left before the soft cap goes.
Show me, shout outs to our fans watching in the US, supporting their borderline compatriots, and shout outs to everyone watching here for free on OTTV's YouTube channel, wherever you are. Here's Fox now. Fox underneath finds Bedard. Makes the clap catch with those gloved hands. Backhand force again. This time does get it tight. Pass off under pressure to Furland again. Right on the sideline here for McConville. Flick down line for Fox. In stride, the little dish to the break side to Turbo for the score, 10-10. And I tell you what, cap is going to go on any second now. So whatever happens, it'll be 11-10, game to 12.
It's 10-all, no?
Yes, but then the point.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Oh, it's changed. It's now a bell. They've retired the clown horn.
It's a shame. I was enjoying that. I was enjoying, yeah, the clown horn, the seal hooter, whatever you want to call it. So here's Dorf to pull. Sunglasses. Sunglasses? I sounded very northern for a bit there. Sunglasses, headband. Going towards curling at the back of the end zone, where it is fielded by Mannanen.
Brave to catch that.
But I like it, trying to get your offense going quickly. You've been playing for long enough. You should back yourself to make that catch. Here's Arimo. Arimo will sit this one out into space. Dorf will try and close the door, but Vitari finds the space. The Finns on the precipice of the semi-finals. They are up 11-10 now, game to 12.
And a cheeky little thumbs up to the camera there. That was an absolutely beautiful throw, just sat out perfectly. Oh my God, this is an absolutely stunning game. I would also encourage you to mirror that and give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying this game.
Hey, there you go. There you go. This is deep. McConville watches it. Just about lands out of bounds. Well, he could have got a good read on that, because if he hadn't, would have put them in a real pickle. McConville's, they're just trying to locate the brick mark from the tape on the sidelines. It's brought in. Fox begins to clear out. Shuffles comes through. Break to the far sideline for Bedard. Bedard's going to put it. This is going to hang. Vitari gets the block. Smashes it down. The Finns will have the disc with a chance to break for victory. So disc is brought in. Low release. Nearly a bit. I thought McConville thought about it, but wasn't in position. Now Kusanen to Vitari. Dishes off. This was looking fluid. It is looking fundamental from the Finns. Low goes down to the knees, but Vitari is equal to it. Thought about the deep shot to Sharanta, and then thought better of it. Low finds the breakthrough to Kusanen. Kusanen tries to find a dump. Stall count begins to rise, and he goes back to Taivalkoski. Taivalkoski faking around downfield. Sharanta comes free. Instead, it's the inside shot to Kusanen. Turbo applying the mark, and Turi tries to stymie him for as long as he can. Still count begins to rise. It's a little bit of a floater back to Koivisto. Koivisto with the inside again to Kusanen. Kusanen now to Sharanta.
Some really excellent break side cuts from the Finns there, and more than happy to throw the IOs
The lefty Shoranta out to space. Catch is made on this sideline by Koivisto. Down the line to Vitari. One pass now. Could be all it takes to put the Finns in the semi-finals. Vitari with the hammer to the break side. Layout snag for the win.
What an incredible grab, and Turi sits on the floor as the disc is spiked and the Finns blows a kiss towards the camera. What an incredible game, what an incredible point.
Sometimes all you can do is sit back and applaud as the sidelines are doing. That was a phenomenal contest, back and forth throughout. In the end, the Finns kept those tight lines. They maybe just had a little bit more in the tank. The fact they've got even a slightly larger roster maybe just meant they had that extra little bit of gas and I tell you what a way to finish it with a layout hammer snag. The twinkle toes, tip toes footwork at the front of the end zone as well. The Finns are in the semi-finals tomorrow with a 12-10 victory over a borderline side who I must say I have thoroughly enjoyed watching this week.
We are a group of Ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Ulti.tv